What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for jumping into another video with us. Guys, it is Thursday, April 17th, 2025, and we are at the end of market day. So what happened today in the market, guys? Well, to be totally fair and totally honest with you, the market kind of ran sort of flat today. Nothing too exciting. Sort of like watching someone paint a wall and then sitting and watching it dry. There were some ups and some downs, but at the end of the day, pretty much for the most part, we had a horizontal trading day. The SPY went up some, which is good. Last I looked at it, it was over $530 something per share, which is good. The day trade stocks that I always talk about, APLD, had a pretty hard fall this morning. A lot of the stocks actually followed suit with a pretty hard fall. NVIDIA, SoFi, all the stocks that typically I'm trading, dropped in the morning and then turned around and picked up some volume, some steam, and started heading north. And SoFi actually had some good news today about some sort of form of a partnership. I'll put that news clip right up here. But it did cause the stock to continue on a beautiful green streak up over $11. And here is where we have closed the market today. Let's see. Wolf also had a drop down, but did a pretty good run up today. SoundHound had a really good run up today. I think about 50 cents per share, which was pretty nice. Wolf was about, I think last I looked at it, was about a 15-20 cent increase at the point I looked at it. But guys, again, remember, the whole purpose of day trading a stock is you don't want to own the company. You don't want to live in it forever. You want to get in, follow your candlestick patterns, make money, and get out. And the one most important thing to tell you is don't overstay your welcome. I have a comment that was made on a couple of the videos talking about trading and that, was making money and had the ability to take profit and then started to kind of give it all back, but was still able to take profit. Hey, if that's you, I totally get that. And that does happen. But remember, don't be greedy. When you see profit, take profit. If you have a stock that's running up pretty good and you have an opportunity to take some profit, take profit. It's going to turn around and come back down at some point, and you can get back into it again and make more money on the second trip. APLD had a few of those where you could have made a couple dollars, from a low up to a high point and then back down, and that's very typical for APLD. Let's see, Ford. Ford is one that did not let me down today, and I'm going to show you guys that here on the screen. Ford had a really good, obviously followed the trend this morning, everything ran down, but had a really good upward trend and made some good money. So what are we looking at for tomorrow, guys? Well, I'm going to tell you, I have been watching and I'm waiting to see when it's going to kick in. There's an IPO called Airo, A-I-R-O. It's actually a defense company that does drone technology, some pretty serious drone technology, actually. And I'm waiting for that IPO to open. Right now it's closed to those that actually purchased shares and got in early. It's kind of, the market is testing and assessing, and they're doing an analysis on the IPO to see. They say it's going to open up somewhere between $14 and $16. I'm curious, though. It looks like a pretty good one. Most likely I am going to get into that one when it does release, if I catch it, and buy some shares and just see what happens. Those shares sometimes have the ability to run up into the $30 range, but you also could buy it in $14 and land up with $2. So you have to know your risk, understand your risk, and know where you want to be. And some of these new companies, when they come online as an IPO, if they run down, they may never recover. So you got to have to take all that into consideration. Look at the news, look at the research. It doesn't have the best of news, honestly. It's got a lot of negative news around it. But the fact that it's going to be a defense company, which most likely will be taken on by the Pentagon, by the government, and their drones are used militarily. I think that there's a great opportunity there. Maybe it's not today, maybe not after it opens, maybe after it drops Maybe it'll become a great day trade stock. I don't know. But for me tomorrow, I'm going to be watching Ford again. F is the ticker. Wolf, WULF. Let's see what the other ones are. SoundHound had a nice performance today. I'm probably going to watch that again tomorrow. And then there's a bunch of other stocks that I'm going to start looking at again. I kind of shied away from several of them just based on the volatility. Serve Robotics, BBAI, Big Bear, is another one I'm going to look at. DATS is another one that didn't have a lot of movement today, but I've been doing some research on it, and it looks very good from the perspective of a little bit of longer hold than a day trade. So I'm going to be taking a look at that. Obviously, APLD all day long, every day, APLD, because that one does always make me money. I did not trade in APLD today, but it always does have good return for my investment. So a couple things to remember, guys. NVIDIA, long-term hold. NVIDIA is pretty much at $100 a share, okay? $100 a share for NVIDIA is huge, huge sell. Now, there's some news surrounding NVIDIA. NVIDIA actually pretty much was given the mandate, or I hate to say an ultimatum, but for the most part, NVIDIA was told that they could not, or maybe hold to not sell anything to China. Now, China is a huge customer of NVIDIA, and they do some pretty significant purchases of NVIDIA, of their chips. And it is one of the best chip technologies out there, NVIDIA. So I can understand from the perspective that we don't want China to control or have control over a company like NVIDIA, over having the largest share or the largest stockpile of chips, because it could be used militarily, and we don't want China to have that type of strength against the United States. So I do follow that. It's not about politics, guys. This is not about a Republican or Democratic or liberal view or the White House view. This is simply me just sharing with you guys what I understand and what my opinion is on it. It's a good thing for the United States. Listen, we've gone for many, many years just being totally crushed by China and by other countries with tariffs, with taxes, and really just sort of, making us look silly as a country. I can tell you guys, my wife is originally not from the United States. She is from Ecuador, and she tells me stories all the time about growing up and what she as a child learned in school, in Ecuador, about the United States, about all the other countries. She was learning curriculum that our kids in the United States in the schools are not learning anything about. Don't know really anything about other countries. There's some history that they learn, but they don't dig into and understand other countries the way other countries understand and want to understand the United States. And it's actually pretty awesome, the way they do that. But I'm going to tell you that the other countries for many years literally have looked at us as the United States, and they laugh at us. They watch our news to see what's going to be next. They watch the president, they watch past presidents, they see, whether we're strong or not in our leadership, and they kind of laugh at us. One thing that I will tell you, whether you like President Trump or not, the one thing I can tell you is that he's holding strong to increasing the strength of the United States. Okay, now maybe I don't like everything he says. I don't like when he jumps on Twitter or there's an announcement or he gets in front of the podium. Why? Because it tends to cause my stock portfolio to go red, to go down. Okay, but at the end of the day, I do believe that a lot of things that he is doing is the right things to do for our country. And it may not impact us positively right now, but I believe in long term, the changes will affect and have a positive impact for the future generation, for our kids that are growing up. I've got, my oldest son is 30, my youngest is 13. I've got 4 boys. For them, these are things that, we really could see significant positive changes for. And I get it. Listen, if you have an opinion about that, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be political. I'm just sharing with you how I feel. and it doesn't have to be a Republican or a Democratic or a liberal position. I'm just sharing with you what I'm seeing and what my experience is telling me and what my opinion is. So please don't get upset by that, guys. Do your own research, look at the news, see what's going on. Obviously, you're all going to make your own decisions on everything I talk about, including stocks. Don't buy into a stock because of me. Research it and understand it before you jump in. But anyway, NVIDIA is a great buy. So they're ending up having to write off in the first quarter $5 million. I think it was $5 million, basically in sales revenue because of this hold. And is it really going to affect us or the company? I don't think so. I think that ultimately maybe this, the stock price may be affected like it is right now. It's at $100. It was trading at 112 just 2 days ago. But it's got the potential, guys, to go up, $20, $30, $50. And that's why I'm in it. I actually bought more yesterday to build more of my portfolio in NVIDIA based on it being about $100. And I may continue to do that because during times when everyone is afraid and there is fear in the market is when the wealthy get greedy and get richer, and they continue to buy everything up. They want you to sell it off, and they want the market to dump so they can swoop in, whatever the word is, and buy it all up and make a ton of money when it goes back up. And that's what the stock market is there for, to make money. The stock market's not there to go down. I say this all the time. The stock market is there to go up. So look at the stocks that are out there right now. See what is on sale, what the discounts are. Look at history. Look at the past 30 days. Look at the 200-day moving average. Guys, understand what the stocks are and what's going on in the market. But I also will tell you, please, guys, know your risk levels. Know what you can get into and what's not going to hurt you. Do not trade with your rent money, your mortgage money, your car payment, the money you need to buy food to put it on the table, your retirement accounts. Don't gamble with those monies in the stock market, guys. Use the money that you are not afraid of losing, okay? Because stocks do go down, stocks will come up. But at the end of the day, I want everybody to be successful. We continue to get rich together if we do it the right way. Guys, learn the candlestick patterns. Learn how to chart, okay? And educate yourself the best you can to be successful. And that's exactly what you will do. I love sharing daily with you guys what's happening in the market. If you are enjoying these videos and this content, do me a favor, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every time we put out another video. Guys, thanks for watching. Peace.